In this tutorial I'm going to go through some ideas on how to improvise on You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To. The tune is made up of major and minor 2-5-1 chords. So here is a minor 2-5 going into G minor. And here is a major 2-5 going into E flat major. Some are half bars and some are whole. So a whole bar would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A half bar would be 1, 2, 3. So that there's only 2 beats on chord 2 and 2 beats on chord 5, as opposed to 4 beats on chord 2 and 4 beats on chord 5. I'll do it with the minor 2-5-1 into G minor. So here's whole bars, a whole bar of A minor, a whole bar of D7 flat 9, and then there'd be 2 bars of chord 1. A half bar would be 2 beats on A minor 7 flat 5, 2 beats on D7 flat 9, and 4 beats on G minor 7. It's an ideal tune to insert pre-learnt licks, and that's one of the ideas I'm going to explore in this tutorial. So, number 1 is outlining the chord tones up. So the example I give you is, which is outlining the chord of G minor, G, B flat, D and F. If you have it in another key, you just need to know what the notes of that chord are. If I was to do it over the whole piece, I'll give you an example of some of the bars. So from the beginning. And so on. In the second one, it's outlining the chords going down, so the chord tone. So I've given an example here on chord 2 in G minor. So that would go, which is the notes of A minor 7 flat 5, and I'm starting on the 5th. So if you put it together with the upwards arpeggio and the downwards arpeggio, or broken chord as they're also known, it would sound like this. So up, coming down. In the third one, I put a minor 2-5-1 half bar lick. So this is where we have just 2 beats on chord 2, 2 beats on chord 5, and then 4 beats on chord 1. And you can fill the end with your own improvisation. So I could do something like, and so on. Exercise number 4 is a major 2-5-1 whole bar lick. So this is where we've got F minor for a whole bar, chord 2, chord 5, which here is B flat 7 for a whole bar, and then chord 1 for 2 bars. So this one sounds like this. I'll put the roots in. At the end you can improvise again, and I'll just do it a little bit faster. Number 5 is a minor 2-5-1 whole bar lick. So that's where you've got a whole bar of A minor 7 flat 5, which is chord 2 of G minor, then a whole bar of D7 flat 9, which is chord 5, and then a whole bar and another whole bar, so there's 2 whole bars of the resolution, which is G minor 7. And again you can improvise at the end, so I shall do that a few times. idea is to give you some jazz language. What do we mean by jazz language? Well, it enables you to play phrases that sound jazzy. There's a whole topic maybe on what does sound jazzy, but these are particularly good phrases, partly because of their rhythm, partly because they're bebop in character, got some chromaticism. So if you have some jazz language in your playing, you're more likely to sound like a jazz musician. So recalling phrases is a good start to improvising. Obviously in the long run you want to develop your own language, but in order to get your own language you need to be able to copy other people's languages. Just like when you learn, say, French, you'd learn phrases before you could actually make up your own sentences. So I'm going to play an improvisation over You'd Be So Nice. It's not actually an improvisation, it's actually a written out solo, and I totally based it on the licks above. So here goes, 'cause it's quite hard. And that was mostly successful. It's quite tricky though, because when you improvise you're not used to reading notes and things that are set, so that's quite a big exercise for me. Where would I go next on this? I'd like to try it with two hands. I'm not going to show you that because I haven't practiced it, but the idea would be making both hands play the same thing. And of course once you start doing that you need to work out the right fingering. I'm just going to show you the first 8 bars a bit faster with some rootless voicings, just to show you that it can sound quite cool. I'll try that again. Actually played the whole thing because I got so carried away. So that just shows you anyway. Hopefully you can get some phrases from that, maybe try them in different keys, insert your own phrases, but that's a way to start before you can start totally feeling confident, well I think so anyway, and on soloing on You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To.